forest for the trees, and when you're over analyzing, sometimes it disrupts our sleep patterns and our eating patterns. So Taurus, you may be sleeping a little bit more than usual or not able to sleep as your mind is churning. This is a temporary situation. It does feel with this one sword laying down here that you have begun to resolve some issues. But you still have some things hanging over your head. It doesn't feel like it's life-threatening in any way, but it does feel like, the everyday balances of life, whether it's love, job, home. So it does look like there's quite a lot on your plate, but it does also look like, Taurus, you put a lot on your plate, so you are quite capable of taking some off for yourself, so you can get a little sleep, a little rest. It does feel there's a message coming through that a little more exercise or a little bit more physical activity will help promote a smoother time going to sleep or staying asleep. What crosses you is the Chariot, and the Chariot is all about balancing the dark and the light, the positive and the negative, and also being exalted, taking the higher road of things. This medical insignia is lighting up for me, so if there's some medical things on your plate that you need to deal with, please do not ignore them, Taurus. Go get some answers and start the healing. The Chariot also can be travel in style. So this doesn't look like that's something in the present, but it does look like something you are saving for in the future. This is like the only main travel card here. So it does feel like you're trying to find your balance, save your money, be a little exalted in your choices. And the Chariot sometimes can promote a little bit of judgment on our part or feeling better than, but for the most part, it is about finding the balances between the dichotomies of life, light and the dark, the good and the bad, the positive and the negative, but really finding the balance and finding the solace in between the two extremes. So it does look like a further continuation of finding your balance, Taurus, because there's the balance card right there. That is the Two of Pentacles. Of course, this is earthly things. This can be money. This could be job. It does feel like you're doing a bit of juggling. It also does feel like you're releasing some anger, either from a relationship from the past or a situation from the past, that you're really healing yourself. This orange color is really lighting up for me. It does feel like this affinity symbol is that you're firmly planted on your spiritual path now, or at least getting some answers to, the big undying life questions. So whether it's meditation or therapy or church, it does look like you have found the key to figuring out a little bit more of that balance. This water is lighting up for me too, and it is above the Chariot, so you may be taking a trip on the water or near the water for your future trip. This is kind of lighting up for me, so it does feel like finding your balance financially, emotionally, spiritually, and now you are able to juggle things a little bit more successfully than the last couple of months. It does look like big question marks over the last couple of months, so it feels like the fog is lifting, you're seeing resolution, you're seeing the positiveness of doing the hard work. And you Tauruses have really done a lot of hard work over the last 12 to 24 months. The Ace of Cups is here, and cups are emotions. Aces are like God stuff, the highest stuff. So it does feel like you're able to open your heart again. I'm not sure if it was closed down completely, but it does feel like your heart is in a new space. If you are currently in a relationship, you are working through some things and you're at a higher level. If you haven't been in a relationship in a while, it feels like you're opening your heart once again, and you're ready to connect with another heart to heart. And for the simplest and most purest of Ace of Cups is basically learning to love yourself unconditionally. Also, this dove is coming in here to play with this cross. It does feel like you are getting much more information from spirit, or trusting your own intuition a little bit more. So you are also opening up, whether it's your psychic stuff or your intuitive stuff. It does feel like you are trusting your heart, trusting your choices, and not second guessing and kind of spinning mentally as much as you have done in the past. The 5 is here in the present time. And, fives usually are some type of challenge or conflict. It does feel like there may be a little bit of a tension on you that feels a little bit uncomfortable. Sometimes this can be a disagreement within a group. For the most part, this feels like you may be getting some unwanted attention, either, flirty energy, or someone coming on to you if you're married, something that's a little bit uncomfortable and kind of infringing on your personal space. So it's okay to set those boundaries. No is a complete sentence, capital N at the beginning of the sentence, period at the end of the O. It's just doesn't mean I don't love you, I don't care. It means it doesn't work for me. So it does look like there's a little bit of a tension that you may have to deal with and just communicate either your feelings on it or set a clearer boundary. And it could be as simple as friends, stopping by unannounced or interrupting the flow of your day. So just set some clear boundaries with that, and I feel that this will kind of dissipate a little bit. The Knight of Pentacles is here. This is the Earth signs. Pentacles are Earth signs, so that's Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But this does feel like it's on the line of the Ace of Cups, so you may be creating a new love that is in an earth body. This is also moving forward. Knights are all about collecting information and moving forward, putting it into motion. So this does feel like there's some projects that you're starting to really embrace and starting to move things, and really looking towards the future and how that'll look. This orange that is kind of in his back. This feels like you've really healed yourself from some of the anguish from the past, and you're able to look forward a little bit with a little more joy. It also feels like it may be saving your money or investing your money, something like that, that you're being a little less frivolous with money, kind of tightening the purse strings a little bit, if you will, and really saving or allocating, not being so frivolous with money. That way you can create that travel in style if you prioritize a little bit. The Hermit is at the basis of all this, and it does look like you've been kind of inundated with energy for a little bit over the last couple of months, and now it's time to find that sweet, quiet place within you, within your heart, kind of like go up to the mountain and listen to the God of your heart, or listen to what Spirit has to say. So it does look like you are trusting your inner voice a little bit more and clearing out some of the din and the chaos, so you can be clear. This is about getting clarity. It does look like you are a little more firmly on your path to enlightenment, and this is just kind of finalizing your next step. But it does look like you have some good ideas and put them into play. But you may need to meditate on it, ask Spirit what your next step is, something like that. So it does feel like block out all the din, all the noise, and go up on the mountain for some clarity and speak to the God of your heart and listen to what information comes back. I find, especially with my psychic abilities, the first thing that comes into my mind is usually the correct one. And then the fear-based, and then the questioning, and all the other things superimpose over that. So if you can, trust your first mind and go to the mountaintop to get clarity if you need to, Taurus. The next card is the 9. This is the card of abundance. This is the card of inheritance. So it does feel like there was a shift in your finances somehow. I don't know if this was a settlement or somebody paid you back, but it does feel like some kind of outstanding money has been given back to you, or settled a court case, or got some unexpected windfall. It can also mean inheriting money, but it is usually kind of a surprise money, or money that is gifted to you from some source, whether it is someone who left the planet and honored you with money, or if it is a legal type of thing. But it does look like there is more clarity on money. If you haven't gotten it, it looks like it's on its way. But for the most part, being on this side, it looks like something was resolved and that you have received some unexpected money. Here is another two, so it's really about trying to find your balance, Taurus. I know that was kind of a theme for you last year when you were releasing some relationships, releasing friendships, releasing jobs. I know you guys really cleaned out your psychic closets and are starting to really live in your truth. This too is unfortunately a little bit more closed off than that too. So it does look like you vacillate between the trust or faith and fear. And fear really stands in the way of things. So it does feel like, 1 minute you're guarding your heart, and 1 minute you're opening it. So it does feel a little duplicitous. This too also can stand for not seeing things as they truly are, or avoiding making a decision, avoiding something. So pull that blindfold off and look at life as it truly is, and then you can make those judgments, or make those decisions from a informed place. But it does look like you're a little overprotective over your heart right now, but I know you guys went through some stuff in the heart chakra last year. So that's it's not a bad thing, but finding the balance between open and closed is always a great thing to do. This is the culmination card. It is the Six of Cups. You've got a lot of cups here. You've got heart stuff going on. But the Six of Cups is kind of like love messages, or messages from the past. This can be, an ex that gets in contact with you, or a longtime friend or relative that you haven't seen in a while. But it is a great heart space where your growth is bigger than the original issue. So it does look like some things from the past are being resolved. You're able to open up that flow of communication with this person. But so check your email, check your mailbox. It does feel like messages of love from the past. What is on the left side of this is the kind of the celebration card, the exalted card. So this could be, an old high school buddy or something that you're getting together with. But this is, really starting to enjoy life, not just about work and succeeding in work, but giving yourself that downtime, giving yourself that kind of pure joy, whether it's hanging out with your friends or your siblings. But it does look like some celebration is in order. This could be a birth of a child, or a wedding, or just a family barbecue. But it does look like something is coming up of celebration, and it could be just going and hanging out with your gal pals, at the bowling alley. It doesn't have to be something grand, but it does. This card reminds us to let our hair down a little bit, enjoy life, remember why we work. We work to live, we don't live to work, type of thing. So enjoy yourself and that reconnection with the loved person from the past. The moon is here for clarity on the other side. And the moon is all about intrinsic things. Not overthinking, taking the things from inside of us and propelling them into the universe, into the earth, kind of manifesting all those great ideas. And it does look like there is one big single focus for you, Taurus. Are you going into business for yourself? Are you starting a new endeavor? This does feel more like how you make money. Either this will be additional income or a brand new way of making money. It's something that you've always wanted to do that we're a little afraid or tentative to do. So, while you're doing the hermit stuff, let go of those fears. Don't Don't create that self-saboteur to stand in the way of your greatness. This is the year of living in our greatness, and it does look like you're off to a great start, Taurus. So I'm seeing these gates here. It does look like you might get stuck in your head trying to perfect things before you take that first step, but just take the first step, and then you can figure out what you need to tweak, what you need to improve, what you need to release. But, don't be constipated in that first step, Taurus. You have a lot to give. You have a lot of gifts and information that are needed out in the world. So take what is from the inner side and reflect it out to the outside. The moon for many also can be mother. It stands for mother. So you may be either getting closer to mom or cleaning up some things with mom or just releasing some tensions that were there between you and mom from the past. So that is your general reading, sweet Taurus, for the month of February. I'm going to throw a couple of these chakra cards. These are Adoring Virtue as well. And that one wants to come out. And these are, just bring it on home with one word, and I like that. Short, sweet, to the point. Okay, so we have complacency and self-worth. So this kind of validates what's going on. You're looking at your self-worth. It does look like you were taken down a peg over the last couple of years. So now you're building yourself up. You are enough. You are enough, Taurus. I think I'm going to use that as your title. And complacency. Don't sit in that place of wonder and fear without creating some movement. If you do nothing, the universe will make those choices for you. So don't be complacent in those great ideas. Shoot some of those out into the world and see what comes back. So I encourage you to put a little motion. This Knight of Pentacles, encourage you to go forward and really release some of the pain and release